If you're listening to this song today, maybe no one knows the battle you've been facing. Maybe the tears you've shed have been in silence. And maybe there is a mother who never gave up on you while you were walking away. She was on her knees while you were getting lost. She kept praying, and even when everyone said there was no hope left, God heard a voice that refused to give up. This song is for every mother who cried, believed, and waited, and for every son and daughter who discovered too late that they never walked alone. Hey! I was walking down dangerous roads, never thinking about who was crying for me. So many nights I slept far away, not knowing who was speaking my name to the Lord. While I was hiding from the world, my mother was kneeling in prayer. When I could no longer see a way out, she was holding my life through faith. I didn't know it, hey, but heaven was moving. Oh, because of someone who never stopped believing. Mother, your prayer saved me. When I was far away, God found me. When I thought it was the end, your faith spoke louder for me. Mother, your tears were not in vain. Today there is peace inside my heart. If I'm still standing and able to sing, it's because you never stop praying. Yeah. Many had already given up, but you kept waiting. Even through the hardest nights, your love refused to stop. When I fell, you stood up. When I ran away, you remained. And the promises God gave you were greater than the pain you felt. No sincere prayer is ever lost. No tear is forgotten by God. There is a miracle taking place when a mother keeps believing. Mother, your prayer saved me. When I was lost, God called my name. Today I can testify that God's love brought me back. And for the rest of my life I will remember that there was someone who never stopped praying. Hey! I thought that would be the last page of my story, but God was still writing. And what looked like the end was only the beginning. I had On the outside I kept smiling, but inside everything fell apart. And on the nights when I cried, only God knew where I was. Whoa! When my strength was almost gone, your grace held me up. When I thought about giving up, your voice called my name. I thought it was over, but God was not finished. When hope faded away, His light found me. I thought it was the end, but He was still taking care of me. Today I can testify that God gave me a new beginning. Hey, 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 hey. There were days so quiet that I couldn't understand why so many closed doors and so much pain to face. But even when I couldn't see, your hand was still there. And what I called defeat was the Lord taking care of me. Come on! The promises never died. The dreams were not over. Because what God begins, His hands will never abandon. I thought it was over, but God was not finished. When everyone had already left, His love stayed with me. Today there is a new sunrise and a new reason to live. If I'm still here singing, it's because God lifted me up. Some people walked out of my life, but God stayed. And when I had no one left to hold me, His presence carried me through. Oh yeah. The phone stopped ringing, the messages stopped coming. People who promised they would stay chose to leave without a warning. I found myself alone so many times, wondering where my friends had gone. But in the silence of the night, the Lord remained with me. When every voice grew quiet, your voice I could still hear. When everyone forgot about me, your love would not let me fall. When everyone left, your presence stayed with me. When nobody believed in me, you never gave up on me. In the hardest days of my life, your hand helped me carry on. And if I can still sing today, it's because you were there. I learned that some goodbyes are also part of your care, because some people walk away so new blessings can appear. And even through hidden tears, your peace embraced me. And in the emptiness I felt, your love was the one that healed me. I was never alone, even when I thought I was, because the God who makes promises also knows how to sustain. When everyone left, your love remained with me. And in my darkest moments, your light shined over me. Oh, today I hold no bitterness. I only have reasons to be thankful, because I lost some people, but I never lost you. No one saw the tears, no one knew the battles, but God hears even the prayers that are whispered in silence. Kept saying I was okay while my world was falling apart. The nights were so long and my pillow knew the truth. So many times I cried alone, asking for help in the middle of anxiety. When I had no words left, my tears spoke for me. Because to find me, because the darkness was never strong enough to keep his light from reaching me. Days when I no longer recognize myself, carrying wounds that nobody could see. I kept pushing everyone away, not knowing how to live again. Many nights I sat in silence, wondering if anyone cared about me. But even when I hid myself, your love stayed with me. When I could no longer see a way out, your voice made me hear that there was still hope and a new day waiting for me. Today there is a brand new sunrise. Oh, because I found you in my pain. Hey! I tried to hide my tears, pretending everything was fine. But the Lord knows every secret and embraces those who have no one. Even through the hardest nights, your hand never let me go. It was your love that reached me. Hey! There is no night so dark that it can't overcome your light. There is no soul so broken that Jesus cannot heal. God found me in the darkness and changed my heart. Today I can sing in peace because his love brought me back. And if someone is crying right now, not knowing how to carry on, may they know that the same hand that saved me, oh, can also lift them up. I was lost. I lost things I never imagined I would lose. But there was something nobody could take away from me. Because when everything fell apart, my faith was still standing. Oh, I saw doors closing before my eyes, and dreams that seemed to come to an end. Everything I had spent years building collapsed so quickly in front of me. There were days without answers, and nights when I cried without understanding. But even in the middle of my losses, I chose to keep believing. Because storms will pass, but your word remains forever. And when everything disappears, your love never forgets me. I lost everything, but not my faith. Even wounded, I remained standing. When the world said it was over, your grace carried me through. I lost so much along the way, but I never walked alone. And if I can still worship today, it's because you never stopped protecting me. I learned that the riches of this life cannot buy true peace. Because when I had so little, I came to know you even more. And my tears taught me the value of your presence in my life. And what looked like defeat was only a new beginning for me. Things may come and go, but you remain faithful. And the one who builds his life on you will never be abandoned. I lost everything, but not my faith. And that's why I'm still standing. Today I have a new song and gratitude inside my heart. Because what time took away, your love never did. And as long as I have breath to sing, I will always exalt your name. There were nights when all I knew how to do was cry. But God never lost my son's address. And what seemed impossible one day came knocking on my door again. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Come on. His room was still the same, but he had been gone for so long. The empty chair at the dinner table was a pain no one could understand. So many nights promises of the Lord when everything told me to give up. Come on! My tears soaked the pillow, but hope never died, because the God who makes promises never forgets his children. My son came back home. It was God who brought him back. What once seemed lost today is a reason to celebrate. After so many prayers, after so much waiting and pain, joy came to the door and sorrow came to an end. Oh! Many people say it was too late, hey! That there was no solution anymore. But I remembered the promises hidden deep inside my heart. Hey! And while I kept praying, hey, God was working in silence, because the love of our Heavenly Father is greater than any suffering. Come on! There is no road too far that God cannot reach. There is no child so lost that they cannot come back home. My son came back home. Today there is celebration in my heart. The God who heard my tears also heard my prayers. And for those still waiting for a miracle, don't let hope die, because the same God who did it for me can do it for you too. Yeah. Well, yeah. There was a day when I thought I couldn't go on anymore, but it was right at that moment that God gave me strength for one more day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, hey. I was carrying such a heavy burden that I no longer knew how to keep going. On the outside I said I was okay, but inside I was falling apart. The questions had no answers, and the pain seemed to have no end. There were nights when I wondered if there was still hope for me. that it's still worth believing. Hey! Hey! Nobody knew my struggles or what I was facing in secret. But the Lord knew every wound and held me close in the middle of my fear. Hey! When I thought about leaving everything behind, your voice told me to keep going, because what heaven has started, no storm can stop. Hey! Hard nights do not last forever, and pain does not have the final word, because there is a God who turns tears into hope. I almost gave up, but your mercy brought me this far. Today there is a new song and peace inside my heart. If I can still lift my hands and sing one more time, it's because in my darkest days your faithfulness carried me through. Hey! Some people know my name, but they don't know the chains I used to carry. And if I'm free today, it's because Jesus entered places where no one else could reach. Oh, I became a prisoner of my mistakes, trying to hide the pain inside of me. For so long I lived in bondage, thinking this would be my destiny. How many promises I broke, how many times I tried to change, but on my own I always ended up going back to the same place. When I had no strength left, your mercy reached me, and what once controlled my life was broken by your power. From chains to freedom, from sorrow to joy, from the depths of the valley where I I heard words no one ever wants to hear. I saw tears in the eyes of those who love me. But inside that hospital room, God still had the final word. The machines kept counting the hours as I wondered if this was the end. There were so many uncertainties, oh yeah, and answers I couldn't understand. But in the middle of that battle, I chose to keep believing. Come on. When hope seemed so small, your presence gave me strength. And even through tears and prayers, your love never forgot me. It was in the hospital room that I saw your power. When everything seemed impossible, you made me live again. It was in the hospital room that my faith became stronger. And what my eyes could not see, your hands accomplished, my God. So many nights without sleep, so many times I wanted to give up, but there were people on their knees, crying out to heaven without stopping. And while the doctors did their part, your grace was working too. Because the God who cares about every detail never abandons anyone. Come on! Bad news may bring fear, but hope will never die. Because above every diagnosis, there is a God with power. It was in the hospital room that I learned how to trust. And today there is gratitude in my voice for everything you helped me overcome. And if I'm still here singing today, it's because your hand sustained me. Hey! And in the hardest valley of my life, your love lifted me up. Hey! Oh! I heard words. People saw my smile, but they couldn't hear my silent cries. And while nobody noticed my pain, God was already taking care of my heart. But there were nights so difficult when I didn't want to talk to anyone. I carried the burden by myself without the courage to ask for help. While the world kept moving forward, my soul was fighting a battle. But you knew every tear that nobody else could see. And when I was completely exhausted, your love came and embraced me. Nobody knew I was suffering, but God knew my heart. When my strength was running out, He reached out His hand to me. Nobody saw my battles or the tears I tried to hide. But in my darkest moments, it was your love that brought me this far. So many times I smiled on the outside while crying deep inside. But even in my silence, you heard every cry. When I couldn't find the words, my tears spoke for me. And when I thought I was alone, I discovered you were right beside me. No pain is invisible to you. No heart is forgotten. Because the God who knows every secret also heals the broken. Hey! Nobody knew I was suffering, but you never stopped taking care of me. Today there is hope inside my soul and reasons to keep going. And if I can still lift up my head and sing one more time, it's because on the days when nobody saw me, your presence carried me, my King. Whoa. Whoa. I walked away, but God never walked away from me. And when I found my way back, I discovered that He had been waiting for me all along. Yeah, yeah. the more I realized I needed you. Even when I got lost, your love never gave up. And when I decided to return, your arms welcomed me. I came back to God and found the way again, the peace that the world could never give. I found at your feet. I came back to God, and my hope came alive again. Today I can testify that your love never forgot me. Hey! Oh, oh yeah. Come on. Hey, carrying wounds and regrets. I thought I would be rejected, but I found mercy and a Father with open arms. The tears I shed at the altar turned into gratitude, because the same God who called me one day also restored my heart. No matter how far someone has gone, there is always a way back home, because the grace of the Lord is greater and His love will never end. I came back to God, and I never want to walk away again, because it was in your presence that I learned how to love again. And if someone is far away right now, not knowing how to start over, may they know there is still hope, and a Father waiting with open arms. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey. When every door was closed and I didn't know where to run anymore, I discovered that there was still a safe place, the arms of God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I no longer knew what to do or who could help me, carrying so many worries without the strength to move on. There were days when I asked myself, how did I end up here? But in the middle of my tears, your voice was still speaking to me. When the world told me it's over, your love helped me remain. When my strength ran out, your care gave me life. When I had nowhere to go, I found refuge in you. When nobody could understand me, your love came to rescue me. When everything seemed lost, you stayed with me. And if I can still sing today, because you never abandoned those who cried out to you. And in my hardest days, it was your peace that carried me through. There is hope for those who weep. There is strength to carry on, because the God who opens doors never stops taking care of his children. When I had nowhere to go, it was in you that I found peace. Today my story is different, because your grace brought me back. And in every battle that comes, I know I am not alone, because the God who sustained me yesterday will still be with me tomorrow. I didn't understand it, why she kept believing in me. Today I know there were knees on the ground where I could not see. Yeah, yeah. So many times I left home without knowing the pain she felt. While I was living my own life, my mother was crying on her knees every day. Even when I walked away, she never stopped believing, holding on to the promises that God had given her when everyone else had given up. She kept on waiting, because a mother full of faith never stops fighting. My mother never stopped praying. Even when I stopped listening, her tears reached heaven, and God never forgot. My mother never stopped believing, even without knowing what would happen. And if I can still sing today, it's because she never stopped praying. Hey, hey. Now I understand her tears and the nights when she couldn't sleep while I was so far away. Her love never gave up, and the promises God gave her were stronger than the pain, because no sincere prayer is ever lost before the Lord. Hey, hey! There are miracles born in silence when someone chooses to persevere. And there are victories that begin with the mother on her knees crying out to God. My mother never stopped praying, and God heard every prayer. Today there is joy in our hope, If someone had told me that I would be here today, I would never have believed it. Because there was a time when all I could see was sadness, but God was already writing a new chapter. Carrying so many questions without knowing how to move forward. Many times I thought that my story would never have a happy ending, but in the middle of my wounds, your love was taking care of me. What I call defeat was only a new beginning, because your promise because your hand never let me stop. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, oh, yeah. Hey. Hey, there were people who judged me and said I would never make it, but you knew the future you had prepared for my life. Your love remained with me. Hey! My past does not define who I am.